What's going on, guys? I'm just sharing a link here to the group so we can get started. What Jordan post up here? PDCO 3240 call spread. Cool. Yeah, this is gonna be really exciting, guys. So Jordan's pretty much, he's got an idea for a strategy together. He's starting to trade it. It's earnings related. A little bit a couple factors that he's using that won't be shared, but it'll be pretty cool because we should be able to see how it develops with him through his trade journal in the group. So you can see he just made his first post in here. I'm still looking into it, but I'm long 1/3 of my wanted position into PDCO 3240 call spread ahead of the event. Very cool. So I think we talked about this last night on the live workshop that we did. He's basically thinking that the company will beat on earnings, something related to guidance coming out this quarter. So if that happens, that would be very cool, and the trade would be pretty damn good. Ned, what's up, dude? Loading monkey. Let's go. TRCH. What's the deal there, Rob? What are we looking at for this company? We're beyond just dropping tickers in the chat now, man. Come on, we can't be doing this. I ran an interesting little scan today. I basically just scanned for things that have big changes in, using the IV change here. And I'm just trying to see what's up. See if there's a few, any cool stocks. We've got Cardinal Health. It's funny, actually, Cardinal Health was like my biggest client back when I worked at Xerox. Rob, I remember you mentioning that. If you can drop a little more detail, like, are we saying we should be maybe you're getting paid a premium on shares for acquisition? Okay, so it's trading at a discount right now. Is that what you're saying? What's the trade there? Let's see, guys. I'm basically just looking for things that had like changes in implied vol. I'm just seeing what sort of pops up. Two things I wanted to do on today's live was I wanted to talk about trades, obviously, but then I wanted to kind of share with you guys, like, it's tricky running these morning lives sometimes because, as you learn more about trading and you learn more about, using the terminal and, you really start to look for better and better trades, the pool of candidates also decreases, right? And one of the tough things that we have to, that is, one of the most frustrating things that I think people face when they first come into PA is they go through this curve where it's like they come in and everything's amazing. They're like, wow, this is like super cool stuff. And then they hit a point where they've learned, they go look for trades and they're like, I can't find anything that I would take. And it's like almost like it feels like a curse of knowledge where there's nothing really that meets the criteria. But the reason that is because a lot of us come from a space prior to taking a more quantitative approach where the filter we use is maybe IV rank, right? If we come up here and all we do is look for stocks that have like an IV rank above 60, let's say, right? We have 160 stocks that meet this criteria, right? There's 160 stocks. And I've been trying to think of a way to describe it. And this is, so when we put this IV rank filter on, and that's it, right? We just use IV rank, and then we pick companies that maybe we're familiar with what they are, right? So, maybe like larger cap names, for example, or meme stocks, things like that. Well, within that pool, there's still really what I call like three types of trades. There's still like the grails, which are like the good trades, right? We want to collect grails, right? Then there's duds, which are just whatevers. And then there's bombs, which hurt, right? And our filtering process should be to identify grails, get rid of bombs, as many as possible, like have no bombs, and avoid duds, because that's just a waste of time and effort. So the thing is, though, as we get better at filtering, we put on more and more filters, less things fall through, right? So we maybe go from this pool of 160 stocks, right? And all of a sudden we put on, let's say, even a IV versus forecast of 1.2. And that pool just got cut in half again. Right now we put on some liquidity filters. Right? And all of a sudden we're looking at 2 stocks. And both of these might not even be great. Right? So the hard thing is like, as we get better at filtering, sometimes there's just no trade there. And sometimes there's not an opportunity right now that meets the criteria that we particularly like to trade. And but what that also means is we're not hitting any bombs. We're not wasting time doing research into things that are duds. And if we have a good system for finding them, when good trades do come along, they will fall through our filter. We should find the majority of them. And we can trade those with more confidence, right? There isn't actually always a trade. So I thought about that today, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's probably one of the more frustrating things when you first get started in predicting alpha, which is also why something like earnings is so popular, because there tends to be a lot of things that meet the criteria. You get to spread it across a lot of trades. But when you're looking for non-earning things, try not to get frustrated if something doesn't jump out of the woodwork at you. It's not just like, wow, here's the trade. It's right there. How did, the more detailed you get with your analysis, the less things you'll end up taking, but the more confidence you'll have in the ones that you do take. Right? And that's obviously, when you're taking a very discretionary approach, then there's systematic things like back spreads, whatever, that will, be a part of it. And we're actually going to get more into that towards the latter half of this year, bringing back some of the quant strats, developing them more. Now that we have the full-time developer coming in to work with us, we'll be able to hopefully churn out new features a lot quicker. And that's on the chopping block for sure. So that you have this base to your portfolio, and then we have some of that discretionary capital where we can go, if you're Rob, you can go punt it on meme stocks. And, if you're someone else, you can, look for a real trade. Although Rob's up like 400% this year. So, maybe he knows something I don't know. So that's my little ramble for the day, guys. If you have any questions about that or opinions of your own that you want to share on that topic, we can definitely discuss it. I'm definitely going to just be doing a little scan here, though, at the same time, looking for some trades. Right. So what's this? Cassava Sciences, right? Might as well look at the filter we just put on. Right. We obviously got TWNK on that. How's that looking today? Is TWNK still a pancake, a Twinkie pancake? It looks like it is. That's amazing. Man, I'm nervous to even look at the vols on this thing, because I just know that Curtis is printing. That's all that's happening, guys. Let's take a look at that first, actually. Oh my, okay, no change on the 30-day vol. What about on the 90-day? 90-day vol down another 4 points. What can I say, boys? My signal service is it's A1. It's the best. It's the best on YouTube. All right. Rank 1 signal service NA. All right, let's take a look at SAVA. I tend to want to stay away from companies like this, but let's see what we got going on here. Let's take a look at the news here. Why Cassava Sciences soared today. With Biogen recently winning approval for their Alzheimer's stock or thing. So, okay, I guess Sava focuses on Alzheimer's as well. So they gave a progress report. It was strong enough. It delivered strong performance enough for a catalyst. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look, Rob. You're in Wish, right? What's your position there? Announced that it had completed patient enrollment. Okay. The company plans to report interim results. Okay, so they are going to release results from the first 50 patients July 26th to July 30th. Okay, that's good. We have a little bit of a timeline here, guys. That's kind of cool. In addition, the drug maker stated that as of mid-June, around 30 patients have been enrolled in another study evaluating its treatment of Alzheimer's. Okay. So key thing that I should take from this is that we are going to get more information from them regarding these studies, July 26th to July 30th. Let's see. Let's click on a couple more articles quick, dig a little bit deeper into what's going on around the company, see if we can find anything else. Oh, how's AMCX doing, guys? Rob, let me know about that. Okay, so the stock is just up a ton, by the way. So this thing has ripped. Okay, so it looks like this Alzheimer's drug is their major play. All right, let's so we have an idea, right? July 26th to July 30th, company's going to be coming out with some information. Let's take a look at the implied vols for this in a little bit nearer dated, right? So stock is moving a lot still, right? It is moving a lot. I wonder why though. Okay, we see a huge spike in call volume here, right? A huge spike in. Rob, you should actually talk to Ned about that AMCX position. I think he's done a lot of research into it. If you need some more confidence on it, you're in the trade with him. You should hit him up, or maybe just Ned, if you want to post some research or something, man. Yeah. Or are we waiting for the next channel to get released in the server? Which I'm okay with as well if we want to do that. Or I could just make you a PA contributor, whatever you want, Ned. Right, so we take a look here. We see option volume, huge spike in call volume, small spike in put volume, not comparable to the calls though. Open interest, basically all-time highs. Cool. Right, and this is as of well, this year it's just been chopping around a lot higher than previous. Lots of call skew. Where are we at relative to call skew? Okay, so we're basically all-time high call skew on the 30-day options here. Man, we have seen vols get very high on this company, but it has also moved a lot. As for where we are at right now, it makes sense that the 60-day is above the third quantile here. But I'm thinking that these 20 and 30-day options might be a play, right? So we know that in terms of big news, we're not going to get anything until July 26th, right? And that is actually very valuable information to know because the movement that we see will be non-event vol, which has been high for the company. And, let's think. Non-event vol and like any changes in like demand, things like that. So what I'm thinking here is if we look at the last year, so here's maybe an interesting thing we could do. If we think that this will be a regular period for the stock, well, maybe like we could take an average of what volatility has looked like over the last year and use that as a baseline for maybe what volatility could be looking forward, right? So we see here that realized vol has been 168. and currently we're implying 166. So unfortunately, maybe it kind of looks fair value, right? Maybe it looks a little fair value right now. I like this one though, because we have that date, right? So this happened to us last year when Gilead came out, released some information about they were the first company to come out and say we have a test drug for COVID. So they came out with that information, and they said they were releasing information in the next 30 days, or not for another 30 days. So the 20-day vol was super bid. We were liquidity providers there. And so I'm thinking this is a similar situation where, it'd be good to see how this company's doing on StockTwits. Bear with me here, guys. There's a good chance my computer is going to explode when I click StockTwits. I don't know why my computer can't handle it. Wish me luck. Right, 32,000, 33,000 watchers. I'd like to see that. Sentiment, message volume's bursting. It's awesome, right? It's at all-time highs here probably. Oh, wow, it's not. But it is up a good bit. Sentiment, %96. Let's see if it has a see if they have a subreddit. How would I find a subreddit for it if there was one? I want to see something more modern, like more up to date. Okay, Sava stock gets searched 27,000 times a month right now. I'm trying to remember, how do I use this to see historical searches? Do you guys know how I can do that? I can't remember. So what I would maybe do, so the one thing that's bugging me is that it's still ripping around, right? If we think about it, it's pretty good. We know when news is coming out. IV's through the freaking roof. The only thing is, so is the realized volatility, right? Moved 6% today, pretty much. So what I would do here, guys, this company, I would keep my eye on it. And if realized vol drops off a lot, right, we have a day or two in a row where this thing doesn't move, it might be worth taking a position, right? And what I would do here is I would probably, what could be interesting, guys? So it's a gamble. This is a risky play, but my thoughts are this company shouldn't rally hard until more information comes out. But we're pricing in all this call skew right now. So I wonder if we go out to like the 20-day options, maybe buy a put, right? And maybe finance it with a call, something like that, right? Get a credit in the middle, right? Because we got that ton of call skew. And if the stock rips, we're going to lose a ton of money. We cut it quick though. We cut it real quick if that happens. And if the stock trends down, we could end up making a ton of money, right? Because it's moving with a decent amount of velocity here. The other thing, so that's like an idea. I'm not saying to do that. The other thing we could do is we could come out and just sell maybe like a Delta 40 strangle, something like that. On like if there is a 20-day expiration, if there is an expiration before that event on the July 26th, I would maybe come in, provide liquidity there, definitely be Delta hedging it. I would set the way I would delta hedge it is I'd probably set a threshold. So if it starts to trend in one direction, I'd be hedging it. But this thing will chop around intraday for sure, right? So we don't want to be doing it intraday, unless we see something unbelievable. But I think this looks like an okay stock to do it on. I would go, delta neutral on it. So you probably are going to have, it's going to be to the upside, right? Given like the call skew, this huge rally, all of that. That's so funny how this one blip here is screwing up our contango graph. So we have to do this. Okay. Ned, what do you think about this idea? You think it's okay? Do we have earnings coming up? No earnings in that time period either. This big event being priced in. Yeah, I think this looks like an okay idea. CoinVol. Take a look for you, man. We're at 52% on the 30-day. Stock ripped today, moved big. A little bit of a smile in the skew. Ivy caught like a small bid today. Just a small bid. Hey, no worries, Ned. I basically, companies SAVA, implied vols, super bid. No news should come out until July 26, which would make it a great selling opportunity. It's a pharma company, Alzheimer's drug, releasing information July 26th, but it's still realizing a lot of vol right now. But it shouldn't like rip huge either way until that event. So I had two trade ideas. Number one would be just go out and sell some of the nearer dated vol, and maybe hold off a day or two, see if realized vol calms down. Number two is if you want to get a little risky with it, since these things, this thing shouldn't rip up until that news comes out. You could go sell some of these like ultra expensive out of money calls, tons of call skew, finance some puts and see if it like bleeds out going into the event. We're actually seeing it trend down today. It moved down 5% today. And that could be a huge, huge winner if it went down like 10 or 15% before the event. But I'm not sure if these pharma companies should stabilize since we have a definitive day that things are going to happen, or if they should trend down, or if this thing's just going to be like the Wild West. No idea. But that's where I've gotten to with the analysis so far. Yeah, Adam, I'm not seeing any huge spike for it here. Nothing crazy. What are your guys' thoughts on crypto? Are we picking some up right now, or are we still waiting? Ethereum looks like it's getting hit real hard. Did it come back a bit? No. Oh, it did catch a bit of a bid. Yeah, it was down. I think it was down at like 1,700 at one point, or is it USD? Definitely got smoked at one point. Okay, it's at 1,800. It was down at 1,700 at one point. Look at that little reversal there. Guys, I think this is a buying opportunity. Want to ride the wave up. Until it takes a dip, we should be buying this. Oh, some cool news, guys. For the live, so we're going to do Thursday instead of Wednesday. Jordan needs some time to prep. We're going to start talking about back testing. So Jordan's going to walk you guys through how to actually do back tests in R. We're going to start with something simple like a Delta One trend following back test. We might actually do it on crypto, see what comes out of it. Show you guys how to do it, share some of the code that he uses and all this stuff. And then we're slowly going to build into like the basics of backtesting into like the vol space, into more complicated strategies, et cetera, et cetera. And then we may actually, if we come across some good strategies, we'll turn it into a quant strat for the terminal. Boom, more alpha for the boys. So I guess that is the trade maybe worth looking into for today. Was there something else someone wanted to look into? Wish. Let's take a look at Wish quick. I think we already know the answer here, guys. It's going to be sell vol, but WGO. Fundamentals. Do we have any guys on the live, or do you guys like spend the time to look at the fundamentals? It's something I haven't spent a lot of time learning about. Kept falling asleep reading the Intelligent Investor. I couldn't get through it. So it's not been a huge interest of mine. But I know there's alpha there if you dig deep. Ned, Jekka told me about the small cap idea you guys had. It might be worth trying to incorporate some fundamentals into that for sure. Maybe specialize in a particular industry or something. Partner with one of the guys who's like startup software type guy. Maybe like Jared or something. I don't know. I do not know. Wish has that ton of call skew here. It's just always had it so long now. Vol's still pretty bid on the 30-day. Stock hasn't moved. I don't know, boys. Yeah, no. But Ned, what I'm saying is, you could come into these companies. So I know you're your own startup, but people who have experience working in other startups and being in that industry more, working with smaller tech companies, they have an idea about like development times, cash flow, what drives the value of these companies, and that type of specialization may be beneficial to you. Okay, guys. Yeah, Wish. I'm honestly like someone worth talking to about this is Curtis. I think Curtis sold the vol. I think Curtis sold vol up here. I think he sold it at 300 and wrote it down. He's got he's been one of those guys. He's staying away from GME, AMC, BlackBerry, and more of these like second tier meme stocks that are now getting sort of roasted for being a distraction from the main ones. He's selling vol across the board on those in small size. I think it's a decent idea, and it's been pretty lucrative for him so far. So this would probably fall into that category of like, they want to pump it, but the main crowd of Wall Street Bets is saying like, get the hell out of here with that noise, So that's what I'm sort of thinking. So, you could, if you wanted to bet on it trending up, sure. I wouldn't be buying a call. I'd trade something into the skew here, maybe a call spread, something like that. Besides that, these are the types of ones I'd build a little basket of names like this and sell maybe like small size across the board on them, because I don't think they all move the exact same, All right, guys. So that's the live for today. A little bit of rambling at the start, a couple trade ideas, right? SAVA, one worth looking into. TWNK, vols are still melting away. Some of that longer dated vol still looking a little bit bid. Might be worth a shot. Wish, sort of iffy. Unless you're going to do a little basket of these second tier meme stocks, I probably wouldn't go heavy on any one of these. And that's sort of what I'm thinking for today, guys. Okay. If there's no more questions, we'll wrap it up there. I'll see you guys in the group.